For thousands of years, humans have chased the same impossible dream, staying young forever. Without Botox or billion-dollar skincare brands, ancient people turned to stranger, darker methods. They drank liquid gold, bathed in blood, swallowed ground pearls, and even poisoned themselves with mercurial in the name of youth. To them, aging wasn't just wrinkles, it was weakness, loss of power, and a reminder that death was coming. The shocking part, their desperation doesn't feel so far from ours. Today's serums and miracle hacks are just polished versions of the same obsession. Number 7. Drinking gold for breakfast. Forget your turmeric lattes. Ancient elites had something shinier in mind. Liquid gold, literally. From ancient China to Renaissance Europe, people believed that consuming gold could keep the body pure, the skin glowing, and the soul basically indestructible. But here's the reality check. Your body can't digest gold. It doesn't make you younger, it just makes your toilet a lot more expensive. In medieval courts, alchemists would mix drinkable gold into wine, and nobles would sip it like some divine Red Bull. The only real effect, metal poisoning and very shiny vomit. What's fascinating is how symbolic it was. Gold doesn't rust, doesn't tarnish, and doesn't age. Humans looked at this metal and thought, if I eat it, maybe I'll become like it. It's poetic, but also tragically human. We see permanence in nature, and we try to swallow it whole. So the next time you see someone buying a $500 gold-infused face cream, just remember, they're not modern innovators. They're following the same glittery scam that kings and emperors fell for thousands of years ago. Number 6. Bathing in blood because why not? Move over. Skincare serums. Ancient elites had a sport treatment that makes modern Botox look tame. Blood baths. The most infamous story is Countess Elizabeth Bathory in 16th century Hungary, who supposedly bathed in the blood of virgins to stay young forever. Creepy, right? But here's the kicker, this idea wasn't unique to her. Ancient Romans sometimes recommended rubbing gladiator blood on wounds or even drinking it for vitality. In Mesoamerica, blood rituals were tied to life energy itself, so it wasn't much of a stretch to think blood equals youth. Science, of course, disagrees, unless you're a vampire. Bathing in blood does nothing except make you look like the villain in a horror movie. In fact, the iron and proteins in blood spoil quickly, meaning the only thing you'd get from this beauty hack is a staph infection. But symbolically, blood is power. It's life itself, flowing and renewing. Ancient people weren't stupid, they were poetic. They saw youth as a fire slowly burning out, and they thought, maybe fresh blood could stoke the flame again. Fast forward to today, we don't bathe in blood anymore. But billionaires are funding plasma transfusion so the scary part, maybe humanity hasn't really. Number 5. Eating pearls like candy. Opening image. Forget protein shakes. Ancient royalty had a different kind of powder, ground up pearls. In ancient China, empresses and wealthy nobles would crush pearls into a fine powder, then swallow it mixed with tea or wine. Why? Because they believed pearls contained the essence of the moon and the ocean, to eternal forces that never seemed to age. Sounds glamorous, right? In reality, pearls are mostly calcium carbonate. Eating them isn't much different from chewing chalk. At best, you got a little extra calcium. At worst, you destroyed your teeth and wasted your empire's budget on jewelry you didn't even get to wear. But here's where it gets fascinating. Pearls weren't just food, they were a philosophy. The Chinese believed in harmony between the body and the cosmos. If pearls shine without decay, then maybe, by consuming them, your skin could also remain flawless and immortal. And while the science was nonsense, the symbolism is striking. We still do the same thing today, we just package it in fancier ways. Pearl collagen creams, oyster extract serums, even marine mineral supplements. People are still swallowing the ocean, hoping it'll wash the years away. So next time you see someone drop $100 on a pearl-infused skincare jar, remember, it's just history repeating itself with better marketing. Number 4. Poison as a potion. Opening image. If you think your daily vitamin routine is risky, wait until you hear what ancient alchemists were drinking. Poison. Yes, straight up toxic cocktails, proudly advertised as elixirs of youth. In imperial China, alchemists experimented with mercury, arsenic, and lead in their so-called immortality pills. The logic was, if a substance was rare, powerful, or dangerous, then it must hold the secret to eternal life. Spoiler alert, It didn't. Instead, it killed emperors, nobles, and anyone gullible enough to swallow them. But this wasn't just an Eastern obsession. Medieval Europeans also chased immortality with arsenic tonics and deadly concoctions. These drinks promised purity, vitality, and youth. In reality, they just purified the gene pool by removing people too rich or too foolish to question their doctors. And here's the philosophical twist. Poison was seen as transformative. Fire purifies metal, so maybe poison purifies flesh. People wanted to believe that suffering, pain, and danger could be flipped into strength. It's the same mindset that sells us punishing workouts or detox cleanses today. The idea that if it hurts, it must be working. So the next time someone tells you their green juice tastes disgusting, but that's how you know it's healthy, remember, congratulations, you've just found the modern version of a mercury cocktail. Number 3. Sleeping with stones. Opening image. Forget memory foam mattresses. Ancient people thought the secret to eternal youth was rocks. In ancient China and Mesoamerica, elites placed jade, quartz, or obsidian stones on their skin or under their pillows at night, believing the stones would absorb aging energy and replace it with the power of the earth. Sounds peaceful, right? Except sleeping with chunks of rock in your bed usually ended with bruises, stiff necks, or a black eye when you rolled over. Not exactly the fountain of youth, but symbolically, it made sense. Jade never rots, obsidian stays sharp for millennia. Humans looked at these stones unchanging, eternal, and thought, if I sleep with them, maybe I'll be like them. It's the same logic that makes people today buy $500 healing crystals that sit on their nightstand collecting dust. The irony, the only thing these stones were actually good at was reminding you that nature is tough, timeless, and way older than you'll ever be. Instead of stopping wrinkles, the rocks were basically whispering, "Nice try, mortal." And yet, there's something touching about it. Ancient people weren't chasing vanity creams. They were trying to connect with the earth itself, to borrow its permanence. In a weird way, their bedtime ritual wasn't just about stopping aging, it was about finding comfort in something that would outlast them. Number 2. Youth by eating animals. Opening image. Forget protein shakes. Ancient people believed you could literally eat your way into youth by devouring animals that symbolized longevity. In ancient China, parted tortoise shells were brewed into soups. In parts of Europe, dried beetles were ground up and swallowed like vitamins. And in Mesoamerica, people consumed jaguar parts believing the animal's strength and vitality would pass into them. It sounds absurd, but the logic was simple. Animals seemed ageless. The tortoise lived forever, the jaguar was unstoppable, the beetle never quit. So why not steal their life force through dinner? It was like Pokemon, but with worse digestion. Of course, reality had other plans. Eating a tortoise shell didn't give you a 200-year lifespan, it just gave you kidney stones. Beetles, they mostly tasted like dirt with extra crunch. And jaguar meat, let's just say the jaguar definitely aged you faster if you tried hunting one. But here's the kicker, this life force transfer idea never died. Today, people still chase vitality through exotic diets, shark fin soup, rhino horn powder, even weird superfood trends. It's the same story in new packaging. We're still convinced youth can be stolen from something else instead of built from within. And maybe that's the tragic comedy of it all. We don't want to accept that aging is natural. So we chew on turtles and beetles hoping they'll spit out a miracle. Spoiler, they never do. Number 1. The legendary Fountain of Youth. Opening image. No list of ancient anti-aging hacks is complete without the grand finale, the mythical Fountain of Youth. From Herodotus in ancient Greece to Ponce de Leon in the New World, civilizations across the globe told stories of a magical spring where water could erase wrinkles, restore vigor, and basically turn you into the ancient version of a Marvel superhero. Explorers risked their lives chasing it, conquerors marched armies across oceans. Entire legends were built around the idea that somewhere, hidden in a jungle or on a sacred mountain, eternal youth was just one sip away. Here's the irony. Water already was the fountain of youth. Hydration keeps you alive, keeps your organs working, and keeps your skin from shriveling like a raisin. But humans weren't satisfied with something so ordinary. We wanted magic water because regular water was too boring for our egos. And while no one ever found the real fountain of youth, the myth lives on. Today, it's not in jungles or temples, it's in glossy ads for $500 serums, cryotherapy chambers, and anti-aging clinics. Same promise, different packaging. The lesson: people have always wanted to turn back the clock. But the real fountain isn't out there, it's in how you live, laugh, and spend the time you already have. So there you have it, centuries of bizarre, desperate, and sometimes deadly tricks people use to fight time. None of them worked, because the real enemy has never been aging, it's been obsession. Wrinkles are proof you've lived, not proof you've lost. The real fountain of youth isn't gold or blood, it's laughter, curiosity, and living. If this video made you laugh, cringe, or whisper, "Oh wow, that's me," then do something timeless. Hit like, subscribe, and join me for more strange, uncomfortable truths from history. Staying curious might just be the closest thing to immortality.